Okay, now we're on. Okay, so we're in the second part of this morning, and we're going to do body language. So when somebody stands like this, what do you think it means?
Defensive.
Defensive?
Close off.
Yeah.
Listening and observing.
Yeah. What about when
One
somebody?
piece of meat.
What about when somebody's talking with their hands like this?
Open.
Palms open. Yeah.
Describing something.
Okay, you guys aren't doing too bad. So what I'd like to do is, by the end of this class, you will be able to identify different gestures of body language, okay? So, how's that sound for you?
Good.
Exciting? Yeah? When do you think you might use body language?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When you're reading a bee.
Kids are the easiest to follow with body language, hey? To read them, because they sit there. You don't see an adult.
daughter.
So,
Yeah, can you imagine your boss doing that, eh?
that's right. So would you guys like to learn terms, different gestures of body language?
Sure.
Okay. So first of all, I want to do this exercise, get you guys to stand up.
Should have said no.
Okay. Wait for Chantal. Okay.
She's going to do it by herself.
Okay. Follow my instructions. Put your arms out like this. Okay. Now I want you to take your right arm and hold it up like this. Make a circle with your fingers. Then I want you to take this circle and I want you to touch your chin. How many of you touched your chin?
Oh, my God.
How many? Okay, you can now see. Okay, so who touched their cheek?
I did.
And how many of you touched your chin?
I was in
Okay,
between.
that's not bad, in between. So you're actually following, you weren't listening to me verbally, but you're following with your eyes my body language. Remember that game Simon Says, and then, you know, kind of like that, right? So when, I just want to tell you at the beginning, the gestures I'm going to show you may indicate certain terms, okay? So it may, just maybe, it may mean something else. Like when somebody crosses their arm like this, it may mean that they're defensive, or it may mean that they don't know what to do with their hands and they're just crossing their arms like this.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to let you know.
Or so, like me. Well, maybe you'll answer this question later, but for the body language when you're doing an interview,
Yes.
to prevent the fidgeting, like your hands and your feet, how people, you know, knee bumps up and down when they're,
Yes.
something to correct those, what I'm looking for anyway.
Okay, we'll get into that actually.
You hold
Because you'll be able to read what the person interviewing is saying with their body language, and that might help you think about what to come up with next. So we'll get into that. So I'm going to draw a diagram on the board here.
Uh-oh, she's coming for me, I know it.
Okay, so we got
She's a fun character, isn't she?
I thought she was literally coming for you.
I do too.
So, what I drew on the board here is a pie chart. 55%, 7%, and 38%. On the side, to the right, it says body language, tone of voice, and words. I want you to guess. You can just verbally put it out there. What do you think is words?
7%.
7%? Everybody agree?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think is 38%?
Tone of
Tone of
voice.
voice.
Tone of voice? And this one you think is body language, right? Well, you guys are correct.
We did this with Brett.
You did? Oh, okay. Darn it, I shouldn't give him my curriculum, hey?
And we're done, yeah.
Yeah. So, can you believe that words is actually 7%?
Yeah.
That's hard to believe.
It was kind of hard to believe with the first one, yeah.
Yeah. And your tone of voice and then body language. So you're actually using your body language to determine how people are reacting to you, right? So nonverbal communication is 10 times more powerful than what you say. It's all about what you don't say. So we're just going to talk about different gestures that I have. I'd like to score it off. Okay, so I have a handout with different gestures, but first of all, I want to talk to you guys about when somebody, the FBI, when they do talk to criminals and find out information, they read a lot of body language. So they will actually interpret things through what the person who did wrong is saying, and they can tell if somebody has been lying. For instance, somebody might be lying if they're scratching their nose a lot, because what happens is the blood rushes to, you're pumping blood and it rushes too sensitive in your nose, it might get a little bit itchy. So if somebody is lying, they're scratching their nose, it may mean that they are not telling the truth. So that's interesting, hey? Or they have allergies, or their nose is itchy, or they're going to kiss a fool, you know that saying, right? Their eyes, when somebody is talking to you and they're looking up to the right with their eyes, they are making something up. So if they're looking up to the right and they could be making something up, a story up. But if they're looking to the left, then they're trying to remember the truth of what happened. It's opposite if you're left-handed or right-handed, okay? So if you're left-handed, it's opposite directions. So when they're looking up to the right, the left, then they're trying to remember in the brain of the situation that happened. So that's what they do. Now my nose is itchy. Okay. So let's say you are at a dinner party and Chantel's talking to me and I move my legs like this. Then that may mean that I'm interested in what Chantel's saying. I'm pointing towards Chantel. Let's say she's talking to me and I go like this. Well then I might not be interested in what she's saying, more interested in what Melody's saying, right? The same goes with your ear when you lean in this way or this way, your head gestures. So what we'll do is just go through. I have a sheet to hand out with different gestures. Have you guys seen these before? Oops, sorry. Okay, the first one is a cross leg, like I said. We'll go through this together. We'll go to the second page here. Okay, everybody go there. Now this is the standing leg cross gestures. So the first lady is standing like this with her legs crossed like this. So she's not very, she's kind of defensive and doesn't agree with what somebody's saying. The next picture is the two guys and they're both looking at each other like this. Okay, that means they're both in disagreement about something. The next one is the open body attitude where they're both talking with their arms, their palms open. That means that they're being open and honest. Okay, and they're like this, open and honest. The bottom. See the bottom there? That guy sitting in the chair? That's me in the dentist chair because I don't want to be there. I'm like, clenched, fists resting on, hands tightly gripped, and arms on the chair. Now, when somebody's rubbing their palms together, they're like, say you're at it, you tell somebody to do something, they're like, oh, good, let's go do this. That means that they're happy with the wanting to do
Excited
something.
and-
Yes. Let's say you're at a meeting and somebody puts their hands up, job interview, and they put their hands up like this. That means they want to say something that they're keeping it in. Okay? And it may say mean that, that's what I'm saying. Maybe that you're just comfortable doing that. It says that a person would be more difficult to handle when their hands are held high, and that would be with a person whose hands resting on the front desk. So if they're resting on the front desk, then it's not going to be as hard to talk to them. That means they're holding back something. The next one, the steeping of the hands. Going like this. Who wants to read what that says?
People who are confident superior types or use minimal or restricted body gestures often use this gesturing, and by doing so, they signal their confident attitude. It is frequently used in superior-subordinate interaction, and that it can be an isolated gesture which indicates a confident or know-it-all attitude. Managers often use this gesture position when giving instructions or advice to subordinates, and it is particularly common among accountants, lawyers, managers, and the like. The gesture has two versions. The raised steeple, the position is normally taken when the speaker is giving his opinions, ideas, and is doing the talking. The lowered steeple, this position is normally used when the speaker is listening rather than speaking.
Okay, do you guys want to try that? So go like this. Do you feel like you're an accountant or a lawyer? But it is. You don't see it too often.
I'm not to see this.
Yeah, crossed hands, crossed fingers. Superior confidence gesture. This reminds me of somebody like Prince Charles, walks like this and stuff. That's a superior. Or a guy walking through the garden. Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't care.
Now the next one is these two ladies have their thumbs in their pockets, like, I'm cool. No? Things are cool. That's what that means. And then you got the standard arm cross gesture, like you guys, everybody knows that one. You guys all knew that one. Partial arm, we're on this page now. Partial arm gesture. It means lack of confidence when somebody's like this. Somebody might hold a bag in front of them, a big purse or something, like they just rather not be there, or they're just not feeling confident, or kind of feeling shy. That's what that means. The next one on the next page here is another one like movie stars. So they're trying gesture where they're trying to, they hold things in, their privacy in, and they're walking and they're just kind of, Male courtship, right underneath there. So guys might be like, hey, how you doing? Just a tie.
Yeah.
Women will actually flirt, when they're flirting with you, they'll play with their hair like this.
Better keep flipping the
Yeah, or keep flipping their hair, or twist their hair, or anything like that. That was on the next one there.
The hair flipping gets irritating after work.
Yes, it does.
I don't know my days I make.
And when somebody sits like this, and it's like a job interview, and they go like this. It's a superior type.
Also not gonna impress your future employer.
That's right.
If you even get past the
It's a know-it-all, Mr. Know-it-all attitude, right?
and no boss wants that unless he's the one deciding it.
Yeah, you don't want to do that after you get a job interview. The readiness gesture, this guy looks like he's ready to go, hey? Finally. And if you're sitting on the chair, you might be sitting on the edge of the chair like this. If you want to go, you got things to do. Now I'm going to just put on a picture on the board, and I'm going to tell you the story. Okay, it's coming on, it's warming up. Can everybody see the picture up there? So, male aggression gestures, okay? The first picture here shows these guys, and they're talking with each other, right here, and they're sizing each other up, okay? They both got their hands on their hips and their feet just towards each other and stuff. And the next one shows that trouble's brewing. They got their hands on their hips and they face each other now and stuff. Well, I got a story to tell you. There's a guy in this class that I did before, and he goes, "But Dawn," I said, "Yeah, go ahead, talk." And he says, "I was a bouncer in a bar down in Victoria, and I saw these two guys standing like this across the bar. And being a bouncer, it's all visual, reading a lot of body language. So he saw them and he thought, uh-oh, trouble's brewing, like they're gonna fight." So he went running across the bar, and just before he got there, the two guys kissed. So it may mean other things, right? So not necessarily. So that's what I mean.
Trouble of a different kind.
Trouble's brewing. Now, do you guys have any questions on that? No? Okay. Now, in other countries, I have a little handout to give you right here. Oops. There we go, Colin. Okay. This is Travel Etiquette 101, okay? So in other countries, in Asia, never touch any part of somebody else's body with your foot, which is considered the lowest part of the body. If you accidentally do this, apologize by touching their hand to the person's arm and then touching your own head. Don't point at objects or people with your feet. Don't prop your feet up on chairs or tables while sitting. Did you know that?
You ignored her earlier.
No. What else was interesting on here? I think there's a country somewhere in India where head nodding like this means no, and this means yes. So it's opposite of ours.
Where?
Someplace in India. So if you ever come across somebody and they go, "Do you understand what I mean?" and they go, "Yeah," they go, "Yes." They might be from that
I
part.
actually came across somebody like that. I was like, you are so confusing.
Yes. So that's what. Now on the next page, Italians, right? They have used their body language a lot. So there's some what you want. You know, they use their body language a lot. It's delicious.
You're breaking the
Yeah. Shaking hands across the threshold is considered unlucky in Russia. An interesting feature of this is that some pizza delivery guys refuse to conduct transactions across the threshold. You either have to go out in the hall or invite them inside the door. So these are some of these little tips for you guys. And we're going to have lots of immigrants coming in, and you know, if if you ever travel, you might come across some of this stuff. It's good to read about it before you go to another country to know what their traditions are and everything else too. So now we are going to we're going to do some exercise, but I'm going to do it as a group instead of in pairs because we have a small group here. So I'm going to hand out these sheets and we'll work together on them to guess what they may mean, okay? I'm going to put them on the board too so that we can go through them and look at them and discuss them. Oh my goodness, gotta get another one for you.
Oh my God, I have to get one and.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now I'm just going to put them up on the board here. Okay, let's concentrate on this first one here. What might you think this guy, right here, his arms like this?
Self-confident,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oops.
Self-confident.
Now I'm stuck. There we go. Okay, so what do you think that he might be saying?
He's superior.
Overconfident.
Yeah.
And usually when I see somebody sitting like that, they're not paying attention to anything.
Yeah? Okay.
Just kind of know it all and kind of conceited, I guess.
You guys are right on the money there. That's great. So dominance, self-confidence, feeling superior. Yeah. Now this lady with her arm up like this.
Flirting.
Pardon?
She's flirting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Kinda showing off.
Doesn't understand what's talking about.
Doesn't understand what they're talking about? You want me to tell you what this is? I'm interested in you. So she's interested in another man, or interested in, kind of flirting.
You know, when we leave here, we're gonna be watching everybody.
You will be.
I don't like you.
Yeah. Okay, let's see this lady here with her arms crossed. I want you guys to cross your arms. Okay. Now, how do you feel?
It's comfortable to sit like this, but
Yeah.
it's also a defensive
Yeah.
position.
Yeah, defensive?
Not willing to share
She's
anything.
cold.
See, as you said that, you opened up your arms, right? Because you were sharing with us. So if you feel like you're in this, getting defensive with somebody, take your arms apart and it will change, hopefully change your mood.
The gestures actually do change your mood.
Yeah.
I've
That's
noticed
right.
that, especially when arguing with my significant other.
This guy's got his palms spread on the table, okay? So he's,
Listening,
do that, you guys.
Kind of
Put your arms
ready.
like this.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. How about, this discussion is over. That's what it means. You don't want that in a job interview. So he's displaying ownership and authority. This one here, the lady has her glasses. glasses, she's taking them off, and kind of going like this.
So they're
Or-
processing.
It means tell me more, tell me more. Somebody might take their pen, you might be at a job interview, and the person interviewing you might go like this. That means tell me more. That's pretty neat, hey?
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah. Now, he's got his fist leaning on the table. It's like this.
Aggression.
This means I need more information.
But could it be interpreted as aggression too? Or the
Says,
tone of their voice?
A need for a reinforcement. The acquired reinforcement might be additional information. An attempt to buy some time before providing answers. Now this lady is scribbling and doodling. Let's say you're at
Not paying attention.
a meeting or in a class, you guys scribble and doodle. Do that right now. Just do some doodling. Go ahead.
That's me, like
Go
I do
ahead.
that all the time.
My way of doing is taking notes.
It means lack of interest, maybe
Not paying attention.
mechanically action that helps concentrate, maybe a mechanical action that helps concentrate. So that may be their way of concentrating, is keeping your mind busy by doodling, or it might be that they'd rather not be here at the meeting or in class or whatever. So that's what that means. I have the answers written down for you guys too, after, if you don't want to do all the writing, okay?
I have it.
So this lady's got her arms locked, fingers crossed like this.
Number on there, on D.
What do you think that means?
Attentive and has something to say.
Pardon me?
Attentive and has something to say. Okay.
This is my final position. Closed, blocked, dominant, and aggressive. When the body leans forward, it might indicate an impatient willingness to react. So I think she looks like she's leaning forward, her shoulders kind of like this, is like final decision. Okay? The lady's got her hands up like this.
So she's got something to say, or she's not, she's holding something back.
So this may mean I have doubts about it. A judgmental, critical, and distrustful position. Interlocked fingers may denote that the person is not fully involved in what's happening here and now. In all likelihood, there's a measurement of doubt. The stronger the fingers are locked, the more the person becomes entrenched that the position and resistant to what is happening or what's being said. The more the hands turn towards the lap, the higher the degree of skepticism.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay. Massaging or pinching the throat.
Nervous?
Processing information,
Try this.
thinking about
See
it,
it.
him and Han over it.
It means nasty business, indicating difficulty accepting the terms.
I never noticed that.
In negotiations or anything, have you
Yeah.
seen that?
Yes.
politicians have to really watch their body language when they're speaking in public, because anything people will read them, eh? Without knowing, you read them. And then there's people that do that as a living and read their body language to see what's going on.
Yeah,
So,
news reporters often make comments on
Yeah.
politicians' body language.
yeah,
That's why you see most politicians trying to stand completely still.
they do, yeah. That would be a tough job.
So if you're ever in a bar and a guy's doing this, walk away.
The fish this size movement, okay? Someone's talking to you and they're going like this.
Or like explaining something.
Demanding?
So this is what it says, in quotations, today I caught a fish this size. This gesture is most commonly used during a presentation, an attempt to respond by trying to see things from other point of view. That's what it means. So he's trying to come in with a different point of view about things. So it's, talking like this. Oh boy, what's this one mean? What do you think that one means?
Distressed, like he had enough, kind of,
Worried.
I do that when I'm frustrated.
Oh, what have I done? Right? You guys are right on. Recognizing a mistake, a gesture typically of open and honest people. Now, if you're touching the back of your neck, it's remembering something that belongs to the past. You're like, oh, what have I done? Something that happened before, but if it happened right now, oh, what have I done? What about the hands on the chest?
You forgot something? I don't know.
Or you're like expressing yourself.
I trust you. I trust you. That's what that means. You can trust me, right? When you say that, you can trust me. You move your hands there.
Typically when I've had people saying, I trust you, and they did that, don't trust them.
Look at their eyes.
They're trying
Yeah,
to
it
be
can be
way too
interpreted
earnest.
either way, right?
Yes, it can be. And like I said, may mean those things, right? Now this one, grasping glass with both hands. So she is sitting there like this. What's that mean?
She's hiding behind it, kind of like she's closing off herself off of it, or
I do that when I've had my first coffee, because I just did not want to be bothered until I'm done that coffee.
Yeah, it's to do with reflection, right? I hope it all work out, is what it says in quotations here. Feeling of introvation, like introverse, feeling inside, and reflection. So, that's what that one means. A slight tug on the collar.
Nervous.
So how can you think nervous?
Trying to get some air.
Exactly what it says. Yeah, you're good. I need more air. Slight tension and dissatisfaction. Movement suggests an attempt to loosen an imaginary rope from around the neck. That's interesting. Open arms and body leaning forward.
but he's listening. Isn't it, or? inviting conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So this one means, as far as I'm concerned, I'm willing to go for the deal. So that's a good sign. So if you're at a job interview, and then go like this, you know, like this, that means that it's a good sign. Body leaning forward, but arms closed, this is reverse, is a motion indicating aloofness and aggressiveness. So if he was like that, then it's not good, but like this, that means it's a good sign. So back to your question about job interview and your nervousness, right? So what I suggest is maybe just have something to play with in your hand, like down below.
That's what I do.
Not a
Yeah.
cookie thing.
Paper clip, anything like that, right? Or a little hunk of plastic,
You know those
anything.
twisty little things that are on your keychains?
Yes.
One of those, just take with you and do that. That might help.
Yeah, it just releases the nervous energy, right?
Okay, how, with all the body language that's out there, what would you suggest is a good position to sit when you're in an interview?
Oh, face to face with them, but a little bit, not in their face, but maybe a little bit like this, and keep your legs open and your arms open, and then you'll be honest with them. And eye contact is the most important part. But not staring for too long, but long enough to notice the color of their eyes, and then look away, you know, and then talk and then look, talk and look, and smile. So when you smile at somebody, then they smile at you back, right? And it's all good. And that's it.
Another one was, always trying to get away from, no matter how hard we try, it still comes out. When when you're answering something, you need a few sentences to think, and then it just comes out all the time.
Like what?
Um,
Oh, the ums.
yeah,
It's better to practice and not have the ums, and just to have dead silence is better than and you won't notice it. To you, dead silence will be like a minute, 5 minutes, but it's 2 seconds. So just try not to do the ums. It's really,
Yeah,
really
whenever I
hard.
feel an coming on, or or like,
Yeah.
I pause for a second and then continue on from where I left off. I try, still practicing.
Yeah. It's good to think of a story and tell your own story, because then you'll be relaxed. When you tell your own story, your own history about yourself, and what have you done for work, and what courses you have taken, the ums will go away when you're relaxed and talking about yourself. So, how do you guys think, do you have any questions about body language? There's lots to learn about it. I do have cards. These cards I photocopied. I have a whole deck of cards. They're pretty neat. I can pull them out later if you guys want to look at them.
I would.
Study them. Yeah, I'll grab them. And there's videos and YouTube videos and everything else to watch that's quite interesting and stuff like that. Pretty neat. So when I stand like this, what's it mean?
you're not open, you're defensive.
That's right.
Closed off.
What about when I go like this?
You're
Inviting
open.
conversation, opening the floor.
That's right. Great. What body language were you surprised about the most? What gesture?
Interlock fingers.
The interlock
I
fingers?
usually do that all the time,
Yeah?
just,
Yeah? Which one do you think? Same one?
Mine is just because it's a comfort.
Oh, that happens, yeah.
Yeah, mine was the interlock fingers too.
Same with the crossing of the arms.
This one?
Yeah.
That means you're talking to somebody and they say the sky is blue, it's nice weather out today. And then all of a
usually do
sudden,
that when I'm comfortable around someone.
oh, that could happen too. And then all of a sudden you cross your arms and go, no, it's cloudy out. So that could be that. Yeah, but it could be somewhere that you put in your arms, you don't know what to do with them. So you just go like this. But whenever I notice I do that now, I always go like this, right? Yeah. So are you gonna read body language more now?
Most likely.
Yeah. It's really interesting is when you're in a meeting with people, and the more you study these body language gestures, the more you watch, and you'll watch their body language after something is said and see what happens. Because I've been at a meeting and I was reading body language and I was watching, because I was just kind of an observer in the meeting and it was an important meeting. And I know the two people didn't really get along with each other, the groups of people, and I think there was about 6 of us in there. And one person would say something, and it would be, the next person would go like this. That means you're holding back information. You want to talk, but you're holding it back, right? It was a very political situation. Anyway, so I was just kind of watching. Excuse me. So then somebody would cross her legs like this. And then I knew, well, that was a good sign, because they're listening to what that person's saying, right? So I was reading it, so it was quite interesting. It was pretty neat to observe that.
It's neat.
When you got time and you're observing, then it's pretty neat to do. Yeah. So it's hard to read a whole bunch of body languages when you're teaching. I don't really, come across like I'm doing that all the time, but I just, sometimes you do. Yeah. So, and that's about it. So what we'll do is we can probably go in and do the customer service for the next hour. Does that sound good to you guys?
Yes.
Okay, great.